Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create a basic living, dining, kitchen room area with like an open floor plan. And mine is going to be green. I used a lot of green in this and some white and like gold accents. So to get started, I'm just drawing a room and I'm adjusting the size to however big I want the room to be. Then I'm gonna go and get whatever floor I want. For this one I just used like a really light brown, and now I'm going to add the windows, and I wanted like floor to ceiling windows for this, so I'm just finding whatever window that I want, and I ended up going with this like big 3-paneled window, and I ended up making it really long, but I had to go into the plane view to do it because for some reason when you're in orbit view it won't work sometimes. So I just did it this way, which was fine, and I went back into orbit view. I adjusted it. I put the lift to 0 so that it would be to the floor, and then I just adjusted the height so that it was to the ceiling, and that is how I got the floor to ceiling windows. So now I'm gonna go right into doing the furniture, and I've done this room before, so my furniture was already in my favorites, but you just would go through like your living room section or the dining room section and find whatever furniture that you wanted to use. So I'm using this white couch, and then I'm going to use these green like chairs, and I'm just twisting and turning them to look however I want, and be as spaced out as I want them to be. So it's really like self-explanatory. You can kind of just use those blue arrows and the little spinner thing, and that way if you use them it won't like go crazy and like lift from the floor or anything, because all you're doing is using one action. So now I'm just using this wood table. I don't know why I like it, but I really like it. And then I use this cow print rug, and I'm just twisting and turning it, adjusting the size. With pretty much everything you can adjust the size to whatever you want, so that's good. Now I'm using this painting, or this, yeah, I got no picture painting image. I'm using something and I'm just gonna put it on the wall, and I'm just making it the size that I want. Is really simple, so you would just use whatever you wanted clearly. Oh, now I'm using pillows, and to tie in like the green theme, I'm like looking for dark green pillows to match everything. So yeah, so with this pillow it should be, well, with all the pillows it should be really easy, self-explanatory. You just put them on the sofa, and it used to be really difficult to get it to like sit on something or for everything to work out, but now it's a lot easier. So yeah. Okay, so now I went into the color section, and I knew I wanted my walls like a dark green, so I used whatever color this was, which I think was 780 maybe, and then I ended up using I think 7083, because it was closer to what I imagined. Now I'm making the room bigger back in the plain view, because I realized once I did this section or this area that it wasn't going to be big enough for what I wanted. So I want a kitchen, and I could have made this kitchen myself with the cabinets and everything, but it takes forever, and so I just used the cabinet set that they already have made, which it does the same thing, so it's fine. Then I added this refrigerator, and I was going to make the refrigerator shorter so that it could fit in the cabinets, but I ended up just making the cabinets taller, which made more sense from the jump, so that's what I did. And I think that I'm going to add an island now. Yep, I'm going to base cabinets, and I'm going to add an island. Just a simple one. I don't think that this one really matched because it was like bright white and then like a darker white, I guess, but it's fine and it did the job. So I'm adding these bar stools now, which I ended up adding 6. I didn't need 6, but I did it anyway. So in real life I probably wouldn't have added 6, but they fit, so I just added them, and I really like these. They're the perfect theme of the black and gold and everything, so I really like these. Same thing with the kitchen. I could have made my own dining set, but it would have just taken forever to go through the tables and to go through the chairs, so I just put a regular dining table set that they already had together. I'm gonna add a TV on that wall behind it because I just wanted a TV in here, but it's not necessary. So I'm just adjusting that size and making it as big and as wide as I want it to be. So I originally was going to put like a wall opening in it, but I realized once I rendered the actual room, it wouldn't have looked right because you get to choose the view you want, and it would have just showed up as like a city or like downtown or something. So I just had to put a door, and I ended up going with this black door just to match the theme basically. And now I'm going to get some plants and decorate. I pretty much have everything that I want as far as furniture goes now, so now I'm just decorating. And I was going to use these 2 plants right here, but I didn't like them. I didn't end up liking them, and once again there's so many plants to go through. Much like everything on here, they have so many options, so you can pretty much look for or find anything that you want, and it took me a little while to get the plants I want, but I did. So now that I've found my plants, I am going to go into the living room and add a mirror. I ended up changing the mirror out just because I didn't like it anymore, but then I'm going to go into, once I've adjusted the mirror, I'm going to go into lighting and find my ceiling lights for the area. Lighting is super important if you want to render your room or your house or whatever you made. It's super important because when you render it, if you don't have lights and you choose a location that's pretty dark, you will not be able to see anything. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way, but I did, and so now I know the importance of lights. So I'm putting 2 lights, one over the living room, one over the dining, and then I'm gonna add one to the kitchen as well because it's super important. So once I have my lights placed where I want them to be and they're lifted off the ground, I'm going back to the living room section to use their accessories because they have the most and they have the best ones. I'm just grabbing like I think some lemons and putting them on the table, which they ended up on the island. And I think I made them bigger too, but I'm just going to use this section to like grab the things that I want and place them where I want them to be. And yeah, it's just going to fill up the space, make it a little bit more homey in there, and just creative, I guess. So I'm just placing things different areas, and I ended up lifting this table up because I didn't realize it was so close to the floor. But yeah, it's really self-explanatory. You'll just grab the ones that you like. For the kitchen, I used the kitchen section, and I think that I went into the dining room for the dining room table just to like get some food, but it's really, really simple and there's lots to look through, so you're gonna find something that you like. So yeah, that's all I did. So right here I ended up thinking that I wanted to put the wallpaper, and I did want it, but when I tried it, it just did not look right to me. So I scrapped it, and that was in my original plan, but I just didn't like it this when I actually did it. So now I think that I'm gonna take away that mirror because I didn't like it, and now I'm gonna go into the living room section and go to their arts and posters because they have better and more than the actual arts and poster section. So I just placed some. I was thinking about putting this, like, I don't even know what it's called, but I was thinking of putting it there, and I ended up taking that away and just adjusting the size of the paintings. And yeah, I just kind of like made everything how I wanted it to be. I was thinking I was gonna put this mirror there. Did not work out. It was so pointless and it just didn't work, so I scrapped that as well. So now that I've finished my room, I'm gonna go into render and use panorama. You adjust the camera on the upper left corner. You can see the little camera, and then on the right column, well, you want to save your design first, but on the right column you can choose the environment, you can choose the interior lighting. I ended up using HD camera quality just because I like how it looks when I use that one. So I used dark streets, and then I used warm white as my interior lighting. So then you can go into view images, and your pictures should be like cooking and loading and everything. And when they finally do, you should have these. And you just click view detail to look at your pictures. And basically what this is going to do, it's just going to show you like the little points that you'll have when you look at your full tour, your full like room tour. So yeah, you take the pictures based on the view that you want you to have, and for anyone who's looking at your room or your house to have. So that's all I'm doing now. I'm just checking, and yeah, I'm just making sure every picture or every view, every spot is how I want it to be. Then you're gonna go into the virtual tour and you're gonna click create, and then on the little floor plan that you have, just pick the points that you want for, you know, for the tour to be in the order that you want, then click generate, and voila. I hope I said that right. Voila. Anyway, now you have it. And it's basically the same thing that you just did. It's just like your finished and final product. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely love interior design, so this is really fun for me, and I hope it was fun for you guys to watch too. And thanks.